Curiously Veg Radio is brought to you by Thrive Market. Thrive Market is absolutely wonderful because it's a revolutionary online marketplace with a mission to make healthy living easy and affordable for everyone. We use it ourselves. We love ordering from them and getting food delivered right to our door. They also have organic and GMO-free products and up to 50% off products every day. They also have free shipping. I mean, come on, you can't get better than that. Say if you're wanting, I don't know, Bragg's Nutritional Yeast to try out some nooch on your favorite little veggie dishes, you can get it from Thrive Market. And Thrive Market's members pay a low member fee of $59.95, and that's less than $5 a month, and currently offer free national shipping on orders of $49. Like I said, free shipping, can't beat it. So start your free month trial now. Yes, that's it, free month. You get a whole free month of getting whatever goodies you want delivered right to your door by going to curiouslyvegradio.com/Thrive Market and sign up and get that good stuff delivered to your door.
And Curiously Veg Radio is sponsored by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/CuriouslyVegRadio. Between working on all the sites we have and getting this magazine ready, I don't have too much time to read. But what I do have time to do is listen to How Not to Die, Discovery of Foods Scientifically Proven to Prevent and Reverse Disease, written by Michael Greger, MD. You can get that title and over 180,000 other titles for your Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Get your free audiobook download now at audibletrial.com/CuriouslyVegRadio.
You're listening to Curiously Veg Radio, WCVR, featuring the Vegan Renegade and the Geek.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 27 of Curiously Veg Radio. With you always is your host, Dave the Geek. And if you're new to the show, maybe you've kind of been away for a bit in the from some of the holiday stuff. You're getting back into it, and you're like, "What are these guys about again?" I know what it is. Well, have no fear. Curiously Veg is a movement which will open a dialogue between vegan, vegetarian, plant-based, and non-plant-based people alike in an effort to help educate and open the hearts and minds of others, where we educate, not intimidate. Oh yeah! All right, it's very important. We talk about us in the public, and people know who we are. Spread the love. Educate, not intimidate. Oh yeah is very important. Always remember that part. So if you like the show, if you want to help support us, help with our hosting, things like that, because all of our equipment, all of the hosting, everything we pay this comes straight out of our pockets and our wallets and our accounts and all that stuff. You can go to curiouslyvegradio.com/support. Different ways. There's things that we have stuff on the store. I just put something out recently as a kind of a death metal looking kind of design shirt that says "Violent Vegan" on it. You know, I have a few fighter friends and a few friends who are who have no problem getting in some pits or throwing some punches. You know, you eat plants and sometimes you get a little aggressive. So if that's you, there's definitely I have a shirt in there for you now, and you can get a shirt. We have all kinds of stuff in the store, mugs and things like that. You can also, there's some affiliate links in there that joining those helps us out. You get a little kickback when you join those affiliates. You can also subscribe to the show. If you're not subscribed yet, you're not quite sure how to do it. If you're on an app, you just hit the little subscribe button. It's on your app right there. Maybe you're listening on the web or some other format. If you go to curiouslyvegradio.com/subscribe, tons of options. Either iOS or Android, good to go there. And we are on social. Pretty much every social there is. We're everywhere is Curiously Veg, whether that's Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Snapchat. I'm revving up for the new year. I have plans. I'm gonna get we're definitely a little more direct on our social media and kind of reach out to you guys and have more of a conversation. So I definitely want to get on now, give us a like, a follow, a star, a share. Pretty much anything. And if you like the show and kind of give us a little love and feedback, we absolutely love it. Give us a rating or ratings and stars and things on iTunes. It helps people find us and help support the show without doing too much. And if you do leave a rating or a review for the show, we'll read it on the air. So everyone can enjoy it. You can be on the air, be out in the world. We're listening to in different countries, and you can say that's me. Put that review in, and I'm awesome. Remember, 5 stars is required. Your computer explodes. Always do 5 stars first. And finally, if you'd like to be a guest on the show or a guest host, just try to listen to me rant to myself. We'd love to have you on. CuriouslyVegRadio.com. Go to the contact page. Shoot me a message. Let me know whether you're going to be a guest or whether you want to be a guest co-host. And we'll have you on. You can kind of have some banter back and forth with me. Never know. Maybe it works out. We have a good chemistry. You're more of a permanent fixture on the show. As you know, right now it's just me. So, I would love to have someone to regularly bounce things back and forth off of, especially for upcoming interviews and things like that, which we're working on. Some are in the works. So, normally I kind of say what I'm drinking for the night to kind of, keep my voice in check so I don't start coughing, which has happened a few times. Tonight's water. I usually do kombucha. So I got to share. This episode actually almost didn't happen. I had 3 incidences that kept it from. Before we get into the point of the episode today, I wanted to kind of talk about like my journey and mishaps that's led to this show. So I recorded this last night. Listened to the audio, and it was bad. I was like, what is wrong? It doesn't sound right. Now, to be fair, I never sound right, but that's more of a mental thing. But I noticed that it sounded like I was in a tunnel. And then I realized that I never plugged in the microphone. I have a mixer and headphones in the mixer so I can hear myself, but I didn't realize I hadn't plugged it into the mic. So that was a grave mistake, and I was like, okay, well, it looks like I'm going to have to re-record tonight. So I plugged everything in. I went to the gym tonight, ate dinner, got everything set, put my water down. You ever put something down and you're like, I'm going to knock that over? And then I did. I actually went to move my hand, hit water, spilled water on my desk, all over me and on the mixer. So I turned it off. I'm freaking out. Like, great, this is awesome. And then I get it cleaned up. As you can tell, the mixer is perfectly fine. It didn't need any damage on it. And so I sat down, started recording a third time. I got about 5-10 minutes in and then realized I was recording on the wrong audio track. So I had to stop and start it over. So I am dedicated to you guys, getting this out to you and having these conversations, and kind of opening up and making sure this dialogue is in place. So all of that, last time I had some hot chocolate going. I was in the mood for the topic, and now it's just water because I'm not gonna make hot chocolate again. I mean, maybe that was the bad omen. I shouldn't have done hot chocolate. Maybe that's what it is. So, yeah. So I recently took a trip to my brother, my nephews, my sister-in-law with my mom, and it was a 7-hour trip, and we had to eat on the way. So a lot of people wonder about eating on road trips and things like that. So what we did is before we left, we had like a thing of blueberries and apples and just basically a bunch of fruit with us, because it's going to be a lot. It's going to be sugar, and it's going to be sustained sugar because it has the fiber and the sugar, so it's giving me the energy because I did all the driving. Then we had a pack of water and nuts like almonds and cashews and things like that. So you have our protein, our sugar, our fiber, and a lot of water. Kept the energy up, kept us moving, and we didn't really feel lethargic. I felt like I got there pretty quick. Halfway there, we stopped to get gas, and I use an app called Happy Cow. I believe it's on iOS and Android. I have it for Android. I use the paid version. Paid version is a little prettier and has a couple more options on it. But so I used that app, and there was it was actually a I don't know where they are in the country, but there was a Jason's Deli, and they have one option. It's called a zucchini grillini, and I feel ridiculous ordering it, but it's zucchini grillini. We went there. My mom got a taco salad. She actually got a vegetarian dish. She had cheese on hers. But I get it to veganize that. That's the thing about it. Traveling and eating isn't that difficult. So all I did is zucchini grillini, no cheese. There's no butter on it or anything like that. So there's no cheese. It's all basically grilled veggies. And then I order extra hummus. That's it. And then I get a little fruit cup with it and water. So eating on the road is not that difficult. And we got up there, we went by Whole Foods, took my brother to Whole Foods for the first time, and that was a venture for him. He always goes like Food Lion and Walmart and places like that. He lives in a very small area in North Carolina. So took him to Whole Foods for the first time. It was definitely an experience for him. He's never like seen a layout like that, or employees that act that way. And he was kind of picking back by some of the prices. I had explained to him that some of the prices at Whole Foods they're not normal. There's pricey things at Whole Foods, but you can generally spend that the same roughly anywhere, unless you want to be, have like this gourmet peanut butter with almond oil mixed. It has, you'd spend $15 on a jar of peanut butter if you really wanted to, but that's not commonplace. So, and it's great. So I ordered some staples. I ended up making some scrambled tofu. The thing about it is it's become so easy now. I mean, we could have gone to Food Lion, which I don't know if they have this anywhere else in the country other than the South. But we could have gone to Food Lion and got everything. I just know what I wanted I know what I wanted was at Whole Foods. I didn't want to run the risk of it. So I think the main thing is when you're traveling with family, you can go nearly anywhere. You can go to Walmart and get what you need. You can go to Kroger. You can go to Food Lion, Food Depot, and get mostly what you need. Even if it's just some tofu and some tofurkey stuff, which is what I am doing. I'm doing like a scramble, and we had pizzas and stuff that way. So I tell you this because that was over the holiday. Speaking of holiday and family, we have a holiday gift giving season, which is upon us. And if you're new to being a vegan, if you have friends and family who are maybe kind of new shopping for you, it can be daunting and kind of a struggle for them. So it's important to kind of be open and understand that, like, your mother, your grandmother, your dad, your aunt, your uncles, your cousins, your friends want to kind of show appreciation for you. And a lot of them want to make sure that what they get you is something that you're going to be able to use and wear or enjoy as well. So I want to go first off, kind of beginning of the show. I want to go over some don't buys and some do buys. The don't buys. No, it's like do buy. The don't buys are stuff to kind of look out for. Some kind of common animal product materials, and the do buys are your alternatives, right? So first, and some of these may be obvious to long sitting or long running if you're out there getting exercise, which you should be getting exercise. And some of these may be obvious, some may be kind of unknown. The first one is silk. Silks are found in a lot of clothing, like ties. I'm actually looking for some non-silk ties. I want to wear bow ties and stuff like that because, of course, I do. And so silk is of course made from the silkworm. It's used in the cocoon of the silkworm, and so it's usually anything that's kind of soft and silky is going to have silk in it. So it's not seen as often. It's usually in your ties and your higher end like shirts and things like that. And I've seen some jackets that have like silk linings in them. So just telling these are some things you can tell your friends and family to keep an eye out for. And of course wool being sheep hair in essence. And again, seen in a lot of sweaters, gloves, hats, anything that's knitted. You're gonna find wool in. I know a lot of people are kind of like, why is wool bad? You're not hurting the sheep. And the thing is, in most practices, there is a lot of first off, but vegan by general, it's not yours. Wool, it's silk too, but wool is not yours. It belongs to the sheep, and the sheep would naturally lose its wool, and then birds and other animals use that to build houses and things like that, and it fertilizes the land and things like that. So it's not yours, and sheep do get harmed in collecting and shearing and collecting of their wool. Next, something else to keep an eye out for is down, which is typically duck or goose feathers. Most people will find these in blankets, pillows. Some jackets will have them, especially like the really thick, like camping jackets. You're gonna find down in them. and of course, it's the feathers that they collect are kind of a quote byproduct of other industries revolving around ducks and geese. Suede and leather are kind of hand in hand a little bit. You'll see suede or leather kind of switched out a lot of times. Suede being the softer of the two. You'll find these in wallets, belts, shoes, some electronics. Like you'll find them in headphones. Some headphones, I actively check to make sure my headphones don't have leather ear cups or the band. It's actually mine's all synthetic. So when you're looking for electronics, headphones, new belts, shoes, keep an eye out for leather or suede. It's a lot of companies now are actually going to get away from leather and suede, unless they're a higher end product because it's cheaper and the synthetic lasts just as long and it's cheaper for them to make. So they can keep their costs down and still have the price be a little higher. So just keep an eye out for that. One I came across that I remember seeing a few times is ABBA, ABA. It's actually a goat or a camel hair. You won't see it that often, but it's something to keep an eye out for, especially with the markets changing and people kind of gravitating to do different type of fabrics, different type of materials. You're probably gonna see something like that pop up over the next year or so, depending on where you're located. And so that's something to keep out for is ABA's ABBA. Now, cashmere is goat hair. Those are seen a lot with blankets and sweaters, things like that, really higher end bedding. And that is goat hair, I think. And something to, like I say, a lot of times that are knitted, they're going to be cashmere or they're going to be wool. More times wool. And fleece is another one. Fleece is it's kind of similar. It's a sheep or goat fur, and you'll see it a lot on like lining on the inside of hats or coats or anything. Basically, it's mainly used as a lining because it's kind of soft and it's kind of like smooth to when you put on your head. I just mix the word hat and head. When you put it on your head or your hands, it's a little smoother. So you'll see that. Now felt can be synthetic or it can be not. I typically look for the word synthetic. A lot of like kind of lower end products, mid to lower tier products are going to use a synthetic felt because it's just cheaper to use than to get the quote real stuff. I err on the side of caution. If it doesn't say felt synthetic or synthetic felt or man-made felt, something like that, assume it's animal based. And so those are your biggest ones you're going to see. A lot of these things are found in clothing and bedding, shoes, things that you're in some electronics. Now, the do-buys are things like cotton. Not a lot of clothing. Cotton has gotten more and more prevalent because it's gotten cheaper, and also can be used. It's extremely It's I'm gonna leave that in. I'm gonna leave my ubu in. So cotton is easy to obtain. The price is great. So cotton, fabric of our lives. Really anything labeled synthetic. A lot of places now have gotten really good at just labeling like man-made or all synthetic or something like that. So if you just see the words, tell your friends and family, if you see the word synthetic materials, you're going to be fine. They don't have to worry about even what's in it at that point for the most part. So acrylic and nylon are basically plastic. You'd be surprised a lot of like your shirts and your jeans and your shorts and like a lot of your clothing and your bedding and your blankets and I even have a shaver. It's called a badger because it usually uses badger fur, but mine's actually nylon. I think it's nylon. And it's really, really soft. So nylon and acrylic are actually plastic. You'll see those switched out for things like wool and like cashmere and things like that. They have different softnesses to them that can give you a little bit of a variety. Linen is actually made from the flax plant. So I never knew this. I didn't know this until about a couple years ago. I wasn't sure what linen was, but I thought it was a kind of like a nicer cashmere, a nicer wool. But I know. But stupid. But yeah, so linen is actually really great. And you'll see those in curtains. I see them a lot in sheets and things like that. Things that are very flowing and kind of sheer, very soft and light to the touch. Hemp, of course, I use hemp seeds. Hemp is like that amazing plant. Ropes and especially in like specialty shops, you'll find a lot of hemp clothing, hemp belts and things like that. Now, microfiber, typically seen on you can find that in some bedding, couches and furniture. Use microfiber. And if you want a fabric couch that's very soft and very comfortable to lay on, and you find like an acrylic or a nylon, something like that, it's a little too rough, microfiber is fantastic. There's a lot of pillows that are really great to kind of like lay on the couch and Netflix and chill. Microfiber is fantastic. Now, moleskin. If you're someone or you know someone who's vegan who likes to journal and to write and kind of sketch, a moleskin journal is fantastic. I don't have this on my list today as like a product to get because I want to focus on more health stuff today in our products, which we'll get to next. But a moleskin journal is vegan. It's actually just a material they call moleskin. It's very soft. If you haven't used a moleskin before, get one. They're fantastic. Pricier for journals and sketches, but if you have someone who's professional and really wants to focus and have a nice notebook to keep with them to kind of work on their craft, moleskins are great and they are vegan. So those are your do's and your don'ts. I'm going to have all of our list, all of my links, everything is going to be on the show notes, which you'll be able to go to curiouslyvegradio.com/episode 27, one word. It'll take you right to all the links and all the information you need to go to get all this, and kind of maybe you can put it into an email to yourself, print it up, so when you're going out and you're telling friends what to get, what not to get, boom, you have everything ready to go. So what I'm going to get to next is kind of like just a set of products. So, a lot of us are, and myself included, I'm trying to get my head right, get my head back into the game. And I want to, get a little healthier. So I wanted to talk about some upcoming holiday gift ideas, about 12, and some kind of packaged together of, so those are either, vegan, some good vegan products, but mainly stuff that will educate you without intimidating you or your loved ones, help you get healthy or kind of up your game. Okay? Because we can always use something else to make us healthier, to make us, make cooking a little easier, something to kind of educate ourselves, stuff we can get for others. These are not strictly vegan gifts, actually. These are gift ideas that you can ask for yourself, or you can gift to others who are looking to make that change, or like asking you questions, looking for that little bit of information, or you're like, man, I really want to drink more water next year, things like that. These are fantastic ideas. So, without any further ado, without gilding the lily, so the first product on the list is a tofu press. Tofu press are awesome, especially if you're a regular tofu eater, which I am. I actually use a couple saucers with paper towels between them to press, and it can be a little frustrating and not really that effective. There is a tofu press, which is actually, this company is at Atlanta Veg Fest every year. It's actually Amazon for $30 right now. It's fantastic. You put your tofu in the middle, you turn a couple knobs, press it, and you kind of walk away, turn a little bit, and get the water out, and you're gonna have a nice firm tofu to do kebabs, to do kebabs, to do tofu scrambles, like Asian dishes, stuff like that. Because I don't know if you've ever been in a place that does a really good pressing on their tofu. It makes it just like that thicker, heavier tofu is fantastic, especially in like stir fries. I highly recommend that. In fact, I might add that to my my Amazon list after this. Now, one thing I actually own and I kind of live by is my Glasstic water bottle. These is probably the best, cheapest water bottle I have ever owned in my entire life. I've had the typical sport ones. I have ones that were you pushed a button and the little straw popped up and at you, and it was really cool. The Glastic water bottle is a shatterproof water bottle, $20. It actually has a glass container inside of it, and it's encased by shatterproof plastic. The lid screws on and closes over the mouthpiece. What I love about that is if you're at the gym, if you're running, anything like that, you can toss this thing around and not have to worry about kick it and have it fall over, not worry about it breaking or spilling anywhere, because the lid actually locks down. But for me, I have a paranoia of the mouthpiece touching the ground. I'm gonna catch something if that happens. I'm gonna get ringworm of the face. I'm gonna get staph infection in my mouth, something. So that closes down, it can land top down, and you don't have to worry about it. It's closed and it's protected. If something happens and the glass does break or anything happens, or there's any damage done to it that is based on normal wear and tear, contact them, fill out a form, and they'll send you a replacement. It happened to me. I was way too rough. I actually dropped mine. I inadvertently threw it in a unsafe way and cracked it. And I took pictures. I sent to the company. They sent me a brand new one, and I think it was just a random, very rare flaw in the glass. Because the newest one, I've actually dropped it. My car is about eye level to me, so I'm about 5'9", so it's probably about 5 feet. And this thing fell straight down off the top of my car, smacked the ground, bounced, rolled, and hit a curb, and it just kind of scratched the plastic on the lid a little bit. If you're looking for a durable, reliable water bottle, Glastic is fantastic, and they come in a bunch of colors, and there's designs, all kinds of stuff you can get for it. So I highly recommend it. So books. This list is for upping your health game. It's for upping your general knowledge, and also upping your your ability to kind of talk the talk as well as walk the walk, right? So the first book I want to kind of share with you is $20. It's actually by Robert Cheek, who we've had on here before. We interviewed Robert before. Great guy, very smart. He runs vegan bodybuilding and fitness, and his book is Shred It. It's a book in a 13-week training journal. Again, $20, and it's one of the few products that I think, like the Glastic bottle, it's one of the few products that the benefit is so much greater than the cost. The amount that you're putting in, you're getting so much more back. So his Shredded book is it's a completely whole food, plant-based menus, training programs. It's even endorsed by like 28 health and fitness industry leaders, including Dr. T. Colin Campbell, Dr. Iselson, Rich Roll, and even Rip Iselson, which you may know from the Engine 2 diet. So the big names especially the vegan health industry endorse it, and they absolutely love it. And Robert's an awesome, very, very smart guy. So with his Shredded books, it helps you set goals, it helps you discover effective ways to burn fat, build muscle, even identify what's kind of holding you back, as well as offering you places to work out anywhere, anytime. It's some amazing stuff. If you're busy and you can't get out of the house, you need to do home workouts. He kind of tells you how to kind of achieve your health goals with where you can, with what you can. Now, you also has 75 plant-based recipes and meal plans. This is something most books you have to, most books I've seen, I go to like Barnes & Noble and online, crazy, you get all that. And the journal helps you log your workouts, your sets, your reps, your weight, your cardio. I think even it has like how you're feeling that day. And it really sets you up. So when you're using his book, gives you the best principles, your diet, gets you on track, and the journal teaches you how to maintain that. And you can always go online and order a new journal when you fill it up, because you will, because it's that awesome. Or you can start your own tracking. It really helps you either add to what you're already doing, or get you to an amazing jump start, especially for those who are looking to get healthier in the new year. The other one is the How Not to Die by Michael Greger. I think that's on sale on Amazon right now. This is really going to help you identify why a plant-based diet is so much more effective when it comes to cancer and heart disease. I just recently saw Dr. Michael Greger talk about like the 15 top 15 killers, other than like accidents, but and how a plant-based diet is effective at fighting and preventing and reversing some of these things. So doing that, even you may also know Dr. Greger from nutritionfacts.org. The last third of his book is simply sources. Here's everything he has to say, and here's source, so you can make sure what he's saying is valid. I think that's a very powerful tool, just for your own confidence, your own assurance of like what you're reading is valid. But if you're speaking to someone about the contents of the book, and they're like, "Well, what's the source?" You have that readily available. You're like, "You know what? Here's the book. Boom, turn to it. There's the source." And you say, "You know what? The book's at home. Give me your email address. I'll shoot you an email, let you know what that source is. You can look into it yourself." Brilliant guy, very well spoken, very well written. It's one of the books I recommend anyone who is on a plant-based diet, following a vegan lifestyle, and wanting to talk to others and really solidify their understanding of how this affects you. How Not to Die, fantastic book. The other one is Whole, Rethinking the Science of Nutrition by T. Colin Campbell and Howard Jacobson. Again, Howard Jacobson, had him on the show a couple episodes back. Everyone remembers he's, again, very well spoken, brilliant guy. Now, Rethinking the Science of Nutrition, that's actually going to kind of give you the more well-rounded. It's kind of, I think of it a bit, it's not, but think of it like a supplement to How Not to Die. It's going to give you more well-rounded, and kind of like how where people think we should go and where we are now, and things like that. So, and that's actually $12 on Amazon right now. I think that's actually on sale at the point of recording this. So definitely jump on it, as soon as you can. Again, links to all the books, everything in here is going to be up on the show notes. CuriouslyVegRadio.com/episode 27. So, 3 books, get healthy, you're not going to die, and get a well-rounded education, so you can actually be a little evangelical a little bit with others who are interested in kind of understanding like the concept and logic behind it. So, kind of jumping into electronic a little bit. So, what this is a Audible Rush Jam Light bicycle speaker. It is a speaker for your bike. You hook it onto the handlebars, and it connects to your iPad, your Android, iPhone, iPod, not iPad, iPod. And it's kind of hard. iPad would kind of hard to ride a bike with. And really any audio player that has an audio jack. It's not Bluetooth enabled. You do have to plug your device in, but it has a carrying case underneath the speakers, so you can just plug it in, hit play, throw it in the case. Because really, if you're exercising, you're focused, you're not talking on the phone anyway. If you're on a bike, you shouldn't have headphones on. Having headphones on while riding a bike is extremely dangerous. You can't hear a car horn. You can't hear somebody yell at you. If you're going to danger, someone's coming up behind you, and they're, especially if you ride on the street, you need to be able to hear a car horn or someone say something to you. It's extremely dangerous to have headphones in. If you're looking to start riding, if you're already riding, looking to start riding the next year, if I have a friend who rides a bike, this is really it's a kind of a lifesaver. And really, it's just basically plays music while they're riding, so they can enjoy the motivation that comes with music. I know personally, I put on a little heavy metal, a little growling and screaming, really lift those weights. That motivates me. Music is very motivating and helps people focus. So I would definitely recommend something like that for friends, family, or if you're starting to ride, something you can ask for friends and family to get you. If you're getting back and you're after your ride, or maybe you're getting in the gym, a great kind of addition to your gym equipment would be the Trigger Point Core Multi-Density Solid Foam Roller. Mouthful, I know. Really, this is a roller that has a different trigger point notches in it. This is the smaller one. This is 18. This is an 18. It's just under $30. It's the 18-inch one. They have a 32. It's a little more. 32-inch one is a little more. This one's great for like your legs, your hamstrings, your calves, shoulders, arms, your ribs, your hips, things like that. Using a foam roller is actually going to increase your blood flow, increase your flexibility, and aid in recovery. Because if you increase you improve your flexibility and your blood flow, you're actually going to help in your recovery from your workouts. Especially after you're riding miles on a bike and your legs are tired and they're wore out and your back is sore. Kind of doing that, and kind of working those knots out and working those trouble areas out. It's really going to help you recover. It's also going to keep your muscles toned and kind of reduce your risk of injury. So I actually use a foam roller. They have one at the gym that I go to. I use that one, especially when I've had like a really heavy back day and I know I'm going to be stiff. Or if I come in and I'm already stiff, using a foam roller is going to work those sore muscles out, going to get the blood flow, get the lactic acid out, so you can recover a lot faster. If you're like me, you kind of love those subscription boxes. I do use one, and one that I recommend that I use is Dollar Shave Club. They are not completely vegan, but most of their products are. They have 3 different tiers. It's a $1, a $6, and a $9. Most of their products are vegan. The only ones that aren't are their lip balms, their hair paste, their hair fiber, and hair clay. So the initial setup. Your initial sign up includes a handle, and you can add another handle later if you need, or on your first order you can add an extra handle. I actually ended up having to change out my handle. Mine was just kind of getting old. I've had it for so long, and so they actually also have a holiday gift right now that kind of includes a razor, a handle, and just like some other little odds and ends to come more like a sample pack. So if someone's interested in this sort of thing, kind of gets them started. But I've been using them for. But when they started, which was like 3-4 years ago, something like that, I've used them that long. I absolutely love them. I use their shampoos. I think I've used some of their shaving products. I have the razors, of course. I don't shave as often. Being a geek and being work from home, I don't shave as often. So I actually lowered mine. So I used to, instead of getting my razors and stuff every single month, I got them every other. So it kind of keeps the number of razors I have on hand down. So I can actually work more my way through them. But if you're a shaver or someone who does, it's a fantastic gift. Like it is a monthly charge, so it's especially really good if like your husband or something like that, even your wife or girlfriend or boyfriend, anything like that. Because I know quite a it's kind of has a male kind of gear towards it, but I know a lot of females who use it because it's so much easier than having to go in cheaper than buying blades at a normal store. So the other box that I haven't done yet that I'd really want to is the Vegan Cuts snack box. I find that vegans, we're kind of grazers. We tend to kind of snack throughout the day. And if you're like me, you sit at a desk all day, you get distracted, you don't think about it. Something like the Vegan Cut snack box is fantastic. It does ship free to the U.S. It comes with 10 healthy snacks that most are gluten free. And it's some of them are a little indulgent, but you can, since they're vegan, kind of you can kind of be confident that there's going to be a health factor to them, so you're not getting a bunch of really junk food. A lot of it is they do have like the vegan egg in some of their boxes, some dark chocolate, coconut water, things like that. Stuff that like little Satan snacks, like they come with like the Satan bacon, things like that, to really something you have at your desk, have in the house, have for the kids, have for yourself, to kind of help you make sure you're getting your calories for the day. If you're like me, tend to forget, and you end up eating like twice a day, which is something that I work on. Having something like that would greatly help. If you are working on kind of getting healthy again this year, because I know some of us kind of tend to fall off that wagon. Yoga is a fantastic way to get started. There is actually a yoga kit for just under $40 on Amazon right now, and it comes with a yoga mat with a little carrying strap, 2 foam yoga blocks to help get your balance right, a yoga towel, and a yoga strap to really get that next level of stretch and that next level of flexibility in. I actually do use yoga from time to time. I do it in my house. I have a couple DVDs that I use to really, especially if I've done a long stretch of weightlifting, and I want to make sure, like, I'm kind of like getting rid of the lactic acid and kind of keep my flexibility. Flexibility is extremely important when it comes to weightlifting and kickboxing and things like that I'm trying to get back into. Yoga is a fantastic tool. It also it's an hour of yoga does an amazing things just for general weight loss, overall feeling, and overall mood. This is a great starter kit if you kind of need the basics. So if you're, we got your yoga in place, but next major thing, especially if you're heading out the door, don't have much time, the Oyster blender bottle, it's like $25 on Amazon right now. And you can actually, fill the bottle up with your smoothie stuff, with ice, almond milk, veggies, like such as spinach and things like that, beets, things like that, like people put in their shakes. I don't put veggies in mine, I put fruit in mine. Flaxseed, hemp seeds, things like that. Put it in the base, turn it on. You can actually make your smoothie right in your shake and in your bottle, and head out the door. That's probably the easy. I mean, what's easier than that? Like I have a Ninja that has a little bottle attachment. Even that takes a little bit of work and extra screw lids on, that sort of stuff. And I'll tell you, a lot of people don't have room for something like a Ninja on their counter. Very, very compact. One bottle. You can even order some extra bottles if you need them. You put your stuff in. Drop the bottle onto the little stand, hit the button, boom, you have a smoothie, you're out the door, you got a healthy breakfast, starting your day out right, starting your year out right, starting your personal health on the right track. Fantastic. Again, and one thing I recommend, I have a green smoothie every morning. I recommend those. It's almost like a coffee to me. One of the pricier items on my list is actually a sunlight therapy lamp. I know Hope uses one and loves hers. She actually will turn hers on and kind of like lay back and just kind of like, she spends like half an hour, 15 minutes, half an hour underneath it. It's done wonders for her. There's one, it's like usually goes for $220. It's like for $145 right now. And it actually helps. Seasonal effectiveness disorder is starting to get in the full swing now. We have less sunlight. We're spending a lot more times indoors. And it's really kind of bringing everyone down. It kind of puts you in a negative mood. Something like this actually will up your vitamin D, increase your overall mood. It actually also has been shown to increase your overall complexion and just general happiness and your overall uplifting feeling, which is fantastic. And, really in this day and age, we don't get enough vitamin D, which your body makes naturally. And if you're like me, you don't like to supplement, this is fantastic. So actually, you should get one for here so I can work underneath it. And you can even read. A lot of people will turn their sun lamp on and spend 15, 20 minutes catching up on their reading and actually kind of getting their therapy in for the day. To go along with the books we talked about earlier, there are 3 DVDs that I would definitely recommend. Especially, these are kind of like the vegan staple. The first is Forks Over Knives. It's going for $13 right now on Amazon. This one is T. Colin Campbell and Dr. Iselson. It's one of those things where almost if you're plant-based, you're vegan, you've probably seen this. If you haven't, you've been under a rock. But this I would recommend if you've seen this. It's a fantastic buy for a friend or family member who is on the edge. They're kind of like they want to make a leap. They want to get healthy. They're not quite sure. Maybe they're a little questioning a little bit. If someone needs the science, they need this like the bare science and study side of it. Forks Over Knives is the one for them. This was actually kind of like my final nail in my vegan coffin. Was Forks Over Knives, and it's like $13 on Amazon right now. It's actually a really, really good price for that movie, that DVD. Veggicated is another great one. It's a kind of overall. I think it's a very rounded out kind of informational DVD. $16 on Amazon right now. Again, great price for Veggicated. It's actually going to kind of support, like, kind of show what kind of happens behind the scenes, and like it's not as graphic as like the Meet Your Meat or Earthlings, things like that. I don't really, those are extremely powerful, but I think for most people that's going to be a little too much for them, and they kind of need to work your way up to that. Some people, they need those sorts of things, but these DVDs I'm going to talk about are a little less that and a lot more educational. So Cowspiracy, which is another fantastic one. Its main focus is going to be on animal agriculture and how it affects the planet as a whole. and industry and the things that were kind of lied to about, and kind of like the acrylic being pulled over our eyes, right? Not wool, acrylic, right? The cotton, the linen pulled over our eyes. So cowspiracy is great for opening someone up, especially someone who's extremely environmentally conscious, and they're like, I think the environment should be protected, but I also gonna eat a steak. Well, you watch this. You can't say you're an environmentalist if you're going to consume this, and it kind of helps open those eyes. There is a lot of people I've met recently, kind of like the newly converted, who cowspiracy was like their eye opener. They watched Forks Over Knives. It kind of started it for them, but the cowspiracy was like, okay, we gotta do something. This is getting crazy, and that's $20 through their site. You can actually buy multiple versions, multiple DVDs, and your price per DVD goes down, so you can kind of give it to multiple friends and family, as make your gift giving season a little easier. Kind of just get a bunch of them, and just give them to everyone, so they can all kind of start making that switch and kind of bring them into the family. The last group is makeup. Actually, I have a lot of female friends who struggle to find makeup products and kind of their brushes and things like that are because they use a lot of like animal furs and animal testing. I found a great sale on the Start Makers Bamboo Brushes Natural Brush Set. Actually, has 11 brushes and a makeup sponge and a cotton travel bag, so it has a little way of carrying it. It's actually, the description says it's vegan. It is completely natural. It's all synthetic fiber materials. I looked at a few of the products. A lot of like this company's products were vegan. So it's check this out. Add this to your cart and check out the other stuff. You have a lot of female friends in your life who are vegan, or if they're not vegan but you don't feel comfortable buying a non-vegan product for them, this is fantastic. There was a couple products by I'm gonna say Gaia, Gaya. One was a makeup remover. It's enriched with vitamins, oils, and antioxidants and herbal extracts. Essentially, removing the makeup, it's going to help clear out your pores. It's going to revitalize the skin, so the makeup you put on isn't going to be as harsh and cause as much, I guess, damage as one would. Forgive me, I am a guy. Please if you would like to come on the show and be a guest co-host and make it where guys aren't talking about makeup and things I don't know anything about, it'd be very, very helpful. And the other one is an eyeshadow. They actually have like 26 different shades. The one I got is uses a mica pigment, and they use a 100% vegan eyeshadow. And again, this is also by Gaia. A lot of the products looked at were vegan, so I'm assuming they're probably an all vegan line. The makeup remover was on sale for $70, and the eyeshadow for $60. The ones that I managed to find. And you can probably find them on sale a little cheaper if you do some searching. But a lot of the products were vegan. So that's kind of the list. I wanted to do some stuff. It's a little bit of everything. Mostly not strictly vegan items other than the makeup, because that's kind of the hardest thing for people to find. DVDs and books, great for yourself. Even better to buy and use as a gift to someone else. Someone who wants to make that change, make that move, make that kind of big life changing. And even for yourself, getting healthier, riding a bike, and listen to some tunes while you ride your bike, right? Nothing wrong with that. And getting healthier for the new year. New Year's starting up. We're all getting our New Year's resolutions in place. I'm sure we've slacked up a little bit. I know I have. And so one of our episodes probably will be kind of digging into those a little bit. Check out all the links. Everything will be up on the show notes. You'll be able to find that at curiouslyvegradio.com/episode 27. Of course, if you'd like to be a guest on the show or a guest co-host and make it where I'm not rambling at myself, please go to curiouslyvegradio.com, go to the contact page, shoot me an email. I will get back to you as soon as I can, so we can kind of get some dates and times figured out, so we can chat. We can kind of have a back and forth. And of course, we are on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, blah, 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 as Curiously Veg. And finally, please go on to iTunes or any of your podcatcher of choice. Give us a review. Give us some stars, some horseshoes, some balloons, some thumbs up, and some likes. doing that really helps people find the show. It supports the show and gets the movement and the name and everything out there, so we can start doing really, really, really good work for everybody and for you guys. So everybody, thank you for listening, and I hope everyone has an awesome holiday coming up. I will see you guys in a couple of weeks. Bye, guys.